Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. This is a Let's Build video. This is one that's been requested for a little while now. So what do I do on these videos for everyone that's new? I get a model kit and I'll show you how to put it together. So you have a visual reference, to look at rather than just looking at instructions and trying to figure out numbers. Especially for people that have dyslexia and stuff like that. For my regulars here, guys, I feel love. Thank you very much. See you in a second, guys. So what am I building on this one? These bad boys. The flayed ones. I mean, just looking at that kit is just... oh. Right, so as always, the tools we have, clippers, a scraper. This is a plastic kit, so plastic glue. Now, I do have a sanding sponge in the background, just in case I need it. But looking at this kit, guys, as always, we start looking at the kit, you can see how intense and insane that looks. I'm looking at the instructions, and it's pretty straightforward. It's saying there's just arms and body, chest piece, and a few other bits, and then just so it's not too difficult. It's saying, I don't know. It looks very intimidating to me. So anyway, we'll start with number 1, 2, and 4. Let me just locate these bad boys. There's number 1. Then this bottom corner. Now I was thinking of just doing like the legs on all of them, then the bodies on all of them, and going that way around. But then I thought no, because at the end of the day, they are lots of bits and pieces. There could be it could get a bit confusing. That's going to be this number 2, and that's the one that I need. It looks like a foot to me. There's no, number 2's here, sorry, looking at the wrong number. Number 2's right next to it. I must say, it's another thing that GW does with their sprues now, is they try and, when it's multiple part like this, they do try and have all the parts very close together. So number 4 is right here. I also need number 7, which is a chest piece for afterwards. Where are we? Where's number 7? I need 3 and 5, which are these guys. Big claw arms. I've actually been avoiding this kit for a while because it's, you see how intimidating it is. Number 6 I need as well as this one. Number 7 I'm looking for, which is this one right here. And the legs are actually number 10. Number 9, which is you. That's nice and easy. And head is number 8. Oh, that's they've actually made that very, very simple there, guys. They must have looked at the kit and gone, oh, that's very intimidating. Let's make it very simple. So all the parts for the first one are just here. Okay. I'll leave that there for a second so you can line your own sprue up and have a look. To make it easier, there's the writing. Okay. The DW Games Workshop 2020 writing. So when you're looking at it, you can have the writing that side. You know that these ones are the ones for the first flayed one. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, give them a clean up and start getting it. Then come back and start doing it, okay guys? One other thing I say is, because of the complexity of this kit, this could be a long video. If it is, I do apologise, it's not my intention. But these videos are designed not only to get through my own stuff, but also to help you guys out. Okay, so if it is a long video, I do apologise, but it is to help people that are new to the hobby, or a few of my viewers have asked for this kit to be done, so, you know, bear with me guys. Now that's all cleaned down, but they are very fiddly. We'll say that straight away. These claw arms, be very careful with them. I use a sanding sponge on them because they're very thin and flimsy. Right, so the first thing we need is the body and the two arms. Okay, so we're gonna, there's two little nooks in there. Zoom in a bit. No, right, so to flip round on me then. Right, there's two little nooks in there. So you got a little sneaky peek of something of me sitting there looking at the camera. I'm going to go with the arms. Now this is, I don't know. I think that goes in there. They're pretty much the same setup as the Necron Warriors, really. But the two little, oh, that's the wrong one. That one's going in this side here. Oh my goodness me, that is fiddly. Let me just put you there for a minute. Oh, you can jump in my hand. Oh, dear me. Let's see you go in there. Okay. Really see, look at the fingers. That's not for me to clean, that's just where it's thin plastic and it's just not warped, but it's just a little bit needs to be trimmed off the end there. Ah, sugar. You get in there. Plastic on my fingers. Oh well, this is quite difficult. You know, actually might be easier. Put in the chest in at the same time. Only because the chest will hold the two pieces in. Of course, if it doesn't put itself away. Oh my goodness me. Come on. We can do this. Now I have to leave that to dry. There's no hobbuts about that, because that is wow. It's the same sort of setup as the Necron Warriors, in the sense that the two arms go into the chest, into the body, and then the chest piece goes over the top. but that is very fiddly. It's a good thing I'm doing one at a time and not one after, you know, all same thing on all of them. Because apart from the fact that the parts would be confusing, that'd also, you put them into a pile here, pile there, but it would get confusing. And that's also, oh, it's going to be, I just hope this is the hardest one. I hope the rest of them are actually, but I looks at it, they don't look that easier, that much easier. Right, I'm going to leave it to dry, guys, and I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, so now it's telling me to put the spinal bit in, okay, and the claw arms. Now, this is very, very fiddly. So the spinal bit goes in like that. Same dry fit in, goes in like that, yeah, that's right, that's fine. So I'm going to chuck that in first. There we go. Now that sits in there, the little head bit, yeah. With the little head bit, that's it. Now, it's telling me to put the claw arms on next. I don't know if I should do the claw arms or if I should actually glue the legs on and glue it straight into the base. No, maybe I should do the claw arms first, because if I glue it into the base, then I'm trying to fiddle around with the arms. If I've got them on there already, it's not too bad. Right. So apparently, these go on there like that. Oh, I don't fire it across the table. These are probably going to be very, so much of a pain in the ass to put together. Oh my goodness me. This is just absolutely insane. Don't even know if that's right. Something like that. I don't even know if that's right. You see the inside of the claw? The outside of the claw? There's no like little nook to look it into or anything like that, but on the image I'm looking at, it looks like it makes it one solid piece. But it doesn't look like one solid piece, does it? I'll do something wrong here, let me see on the camera. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. Is it that way around? No, it's not. It has to be that way. It looks like there's a little flat side to go on there. Unless I'm doing it on the wrong bloody hand. I bet I am, aren't I? I think I am, yep, I am. It's on the wrong hand. You silly man. Yeah, I don't think it's meant to go that. I think I've actually got the arm in the wrong position. I think the arm's meant to come up and come down, because the claws are meant to go downwards, but doesn't matter. We're there now. So these ones go like that, yeah. Oh my, don't drop it on the floor. Right, well, I'm going to go off camera and fiddle back with this one and then come back to you when I figure it out. See you soon, guys. Right, so the first one, I've actually, I'll show you, I'm not, I actually glued his legs together. Okay. There's a pain in the ass. I haven't put the head on him yet. I'm putting him to one side here with the head in front of him because it's going to be a fiddly little thing. Now this might be the one instance, excuse me, this might be the one instance where I'm looking at the instructions and I do it slightly different to the instructions. Now what I mean by that is I might glue the legs to the body first and then glue it to the base and work away that way, because that was so fiddly to put his legs together and then have the legs in the correct position to put them onto the base, because there is no little slot hole on this one to glue them into. Right, so let's go to the next one. Number 13, 11, 12, 13. It's you. You. Okay. This bad boy in the corner here. So this one, yeah, it's 12. This one here. And 13, which is this bad boy. Now, usually the first one is always the hardest put together. I'm going to rep the legs as well, 19 and 20. Where are we? There's number 20. And there's 19. So one thing I am enjoying with the sprues is the models are pretty much, all the parts of one model are pretty much close together on the sprue. Yeah, so the first one was in, sorry, where are we? The first one was in this top corner. The second one is just here. So it is pretty straightforward. I'm going to get on with cleaning these parts, but I am going to go straight for the legs. Yeah. Into the body. And then glue that straight to the base. Okay. So see you guys. Right, so here we are. I've glued to the base already, as you can see. Now, what I like to do is use an old, well, it's not an old one, it's still glue in there, but the pin's gone. Put that down and then put the model in front of it to use it to prop it up. So now what I'm going to do is, this one goes around here. So the first thing I need to actually is get the chest piece out. So I'm going to do the 3 pieces in one go. And the little foot is, I need number 17. It's going to be up the top here somewhere. There it is. Up in this corner here, just by the GW sign. Strip this bad boy off. Dropping him. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, clean this up a little bit, and then I'll be putting the arms on. Right, so now we're going to go for the arms. It's still a little bit soft on the base. Maybe I should wait, I don't know. It's very fiddly, so fiddly. Sort of in. No, it's not. So, I'm going to have to wait for this to dry a bit more longer, guys. Right, so what I've done, first of all, I switched from plastic glue to super glue, because the plastic glue is great for gluing plastic models, but for these guys, it's not holding it, it's not trying to set quick enough for the pieces before they start to try and wiggle away. So I just thought, I know what I'm doing now, so I'm just going to go straight to super glue. So I've got the first model there with his head sitting in front of him on the table. The second model, he's got his arms on, his legs on. Again, he keeps trying to lean over, so I've got the empty, or the plastic glue pot behind him to prop him up. I've got his head, his claw arm, and his spine sitting in front of him, clean and glued. You can see the bits there. So then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to the third model, and I'm going to put the legs into the body onto the base. Okay, so the third one is, I need number 31 and 32 for the legs. No, sorry, 30 and 31. But there's 31 there. Okay, I need body 21 as well, so I need this body. Body 21. I need legs 30 and legs 31. There's legs 31. Legs 30. Where are you? You're right there. Look, we're in the whole spoon is sitting right in front of me. Right, so there's them ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these pieces up, yeah, and then I'm going to glue them together and glue them to the base with super glue. Okay. So the thing is, some of you are going to say, oh, that's going to be confusing when you're doing all these different ones at the same time. The first one only needs a head put onto it. So in the next 20 minutes or so, I can then super glue the head on. He's done. The next one just needs the claw arm put on, as you can see there, and the spine and his head. Again, so I'll glue the spine in and the claw arm, and then leave the head, and then on to the third one to be X, Y, Z. But then 10-15 minutes after that, I can super glue the head on, and it's done. So I'm going to give these a clean down first, okay, and then I'm literally going to give them a clean down. I'm going to super glue them together, super glue them as a base, because his legs are pretty straightforward. Yeah, they go on. Well, they go on a certain way. Seems to be right. There's a little nook. Ignore that little white bit there, but there's a little nook on there, and there's a little nook in there, and it is a little bit fiddly to get in. Okay, but it does go on. But no, clean those up, and I'll back to you again in a second. Right, so that's dry now. So I need these arms for the third one, which is 22, which is here. Okay. I'll drop it on the floor. Thank you very much. 22 and 24. And 24 is here. Okay. So I'm going to clean those two pieces off, and then I'm going to super glue them on. See you soon, guys. Right, so he's there onto the base. His parts are in front of him. Okay, the first one I've glued the head on. The second one I glued the last bit was on. So them two are done. Now with this dude, his right leg is wrong. It's 100% wrong. You'll see at the end when I show you the picture of it, but it's like his right leg's walking on the heel of his foot. It's not a big issue because I can put some gravel under there or some slate or something like that, and just, you know, just not an issue at all. So I've got those bits sitting now. Now those bits are numbers 27, 28, 25 and 29, and his spine is number 26. So just a recap on that: 25, 26, 27, 28 and 29. Okay, all the last pieces for him. So now go on to the next one, which is this one's a bit of a, looks a bit of a tricky one. Number 44, which is this mad little piece here, and number 49, which is this mad piece here. Okay, so just to let you know where it's on sprue, there's the Games Workshop's logo. 44's there, and 49's up here. Okay, I'm going to snip those two bits off, clean them down, and glue them together because literally the spine goes into the back of him. Right, so I've still got his parts there because he's still drying on his base. I'm going to go with the legs for this guy. This is the fourth guy now. Number 53 and 54 is what you need. And I'm going to just try and get him glued on and get him onto his base so that it's no messing around. Now he seems to be standing on his tutus, his tippy toes. I'm going to glue this off camera and come back to you, show him put together. Right, so number 4 is on his base. Number 5, I've got the legs in to the body. They're sitting there drying, so I touch that for another couple of minutes. Now this guy, this is number 3. All I've got to do is glue this bit of claw onto him. However, his little finger here, not his thumb, his other finger here, there's a claw coming off that. It's actually snapped. Okay, actually just snapped off as I was using a sanding sponge. Just ping. And number 5, the spine on number 5, took it off the sprue and it was in 2 bits. Literally just deteriorated. So I just glued that in as best I could on him. So I'm going to glue this part on number 3 now. Okay, and then that'll be him done. There's the foot. Look at the foot. The leg was totally wrong position, but it's not a big issue because I can put some gravel under there to look like he's stepping on gravel, or put a head under there so it looks like he's stepping on the head. Yeah, absolute pain. See, look at the finger. See, it snapped. But this flat piece is where the claw goes onto, so that might hide it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to glue that on, and then I'm going to come back to you. I'm mistaken, guys. It doesn't go on the flat piece. It goes on the end of the hand like that. Okay. So it's a pain in the backside. Anyway, right. I'm sorry, guys. Jumping from model number 3 to model number 4, and so on and so forth. But I just find that's the easiest way to do these guys. I did come up with an easier way to do them, but I'll talk about that at the end. It's a bit late for me to do it that way now. But anyway, this is model number 4, and Necron Flayed One number 4. This is parts number 45, 47, and 50. Okay, so again, the arms go in, and then the chest plate goes in to secure the 2 pieces in. So I'm going to glue them together now, and I'll come back to you in a second. Right, I just went ahead and just done the last few bits on number 4. Okay, now the 2 arms have 2 claws coming out of each. Now there's a heap. Let's go to show you this. There's all these single claws, and where are we? See them? And I just said no. there's no way. This is a very, very difficult kit. I'm going to give you some close-up pictures and I'll chat about this kit. So see you soon, guys. Right, some close-up pictures. See this one here, the first one, this number 1. I don't think that hand's on right. Okay, it looks a bit weird, but it's not. I don't know. Number 2, the foot seems a little bit. No, number 2 seems to be okay. Yeah. Number 3 is the foot here. I showed you that one already. Number 4 seems to be the perfect one. This one seems to be perfect. And number 5, well, it's It still looks okay, but just anyway, we'll have a chat now. Right, guys, so to say I'm almost into my line with this unit, this model kit, I won't be far off from that. It's very fiddly, very tedious. It could be because I've got giant hands, I don't know, but just absolute nightmare of a kit. So all you guys that have got this in Imperial Magazine have been waiting for me to do it. You know, I've done it. Hopefully any mistakes I've made, you won't make them and you'll see it a bit different. And you get a different result. I mean, for me, they're fine. I can put them on a battlefield, away we go. It doesn't bother me. We can see what they are, we know what they are. But in terms of being 100% correct, and 100%, well, not even 100%, because some of the builds I've done are not 100% correct. They're just slightly off pose differently and it looks great. But in terms of these guys, absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Now, what would I do differently and what do I rate them out of difficulty level? Difficulty level is a 9. Easy. A 10 would be impossible, but they're very close. I got to number 5 and I was just getting a little bit upset with them because they're very, very, very fiddly. Would I buy another kit in the future? I possibly would. Okay, I possibly would, only because I would do things a bit differently. What I'd do differently is I'd start with model number 1 and I'd clean and glue his left leg. Okay, clean his left leg off and I'd glue that into the base. Okay, I'd leave it the following day. Then I would take the body and the right leg, clean and glue both, clean both of them, and then I would glue the 2 joins, you know, the left join and the right join in the body, glue them, super glue. I'd go straight for super glue again, and I would put the body into the leg that's already glued to the base, and then get the other leg and put it in, and have glue on the bottom of the foot as well, of the right leg, and glue them straight to the base. So then there's my base starting, so the initial standing of the model is perfect straight away. Okay, the arms, again, they're not that difficult, but they're not as easy as Necron Warrior arms. So if you've glued Necron Warriors together, you know that how simple they are. They're the same concept, as in one arm, the other arm, and then the chest piece holds them together. And in the instructions, it tells you to do 2 arms, and then the chest piece will hold them together. Don't do that. That's very, very, very fiddly. I glued one arm in first, okay, leave that the following day, then glue the other arm in, then the following day glue the chest piece in. Just because they are very, very fiddly, and trying to get a chest piece in and then the arm starts to come off, even with super glue starting to come off, it's like, oh, that's the way that I would do that. Then the following day, then glue the head. You can glue the spine in actually, because the spine just clips into the, well, it doesn't clip, there's a little rectangle that goes into that, but that's pretty straightforward. I'd probably do that before I put the arms on, to be honest with you, just because it is very straightforward. I'd still leave it probably a day before you start going onto the arms, or one arm, and then when you've got the arms, the chest piece, the spine, the body and the legs all on the base, you know, nice, then start looking at gluing the head on, because the head's just straight on, and then maybe give it half an hour, then glue the claw arms, you know, onto him. Model number 4 for me came out the best. You know, I think it's absolutely, it came out absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'd say it came out actually perfect. And to be honest with you, the sculpt on the model is absolutely fantastic. You know, the sculpts are actually fantastic. It's just, for me, they're very, very fiddly put together. I said I have a few, where are we? A few bits left over. That's for Flayed One number 5. They're to go on his arms. And I said, no, I'm not going to bother with that. No, there's even a flayed hand. I'm not sticking it on. That's you can't even see it in my fingers. Look, how small it is. Huh? There's no way I'm going to get that on there. not with these big mittens. So I would give that a difficulty level of a 9. I could buy another kit 6 months, a year's time, and do it a little bit differently. But at the same time saying it, I had a little idea whilst I was doing it. You could actually buy a box of Necron Warriors, okay, and cut their guns away from the arms. And then what you want to do is either take a bit of sprue and just keep shaving it down to get little you know, sharp bits, and then just glue them on there. Or a much easier way, let me grab this Necron Warrior here. You see his weapon, end of his weapon. Look at the spikes on there. You can easily snip those off and just glue them coming out of his, yeah. So they're kit bashed flayed ones. Cost wise it'd be the same, but it's just you'd have 10 models in instead of 5, and it's not even the point of that. Is they're not as difficult to put together as them, you know. So difficulty 9. I couldn't even finish the 5th one because it's just too much. But he's okay the way he is. There it is. So it's claw arms. He's okay the way he is, but there's meant to be claws coming up here and claw. I couldn't deal with that. I mean, the face. I like the face on him. To me, he looks like a ghoul. You know, he's going around the place. He looks. I love the sculpts on him. I love you know, models themselves. Just a nightmare. Anyway, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if hopefully it helps you, because this is a very difficult kit. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Try it the way with one leg first, and then go that way. Guys, till next time, take it easy.